I'm Insomniac.
I'm Pops.
And this is Shooting the Shit,
a.k.a. Chatting with Pops.
episode 64 of Shooting the Shit, a.k.a. Chatting with Pops. And this is basically the part 2 of the Halloween stuff because we had 2 people submit Halloween-related topics and it's the right time of year, so we were doing those. Last time we did our zombie apocalypse plan, and I have to say some of the comments made that episode, so definitely look at episode 63 and take a look at the comments. Some of those were great, and most of those were better ideas than plans than ours. You can tell that we didn't give it much thought. Because, zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Whatever. This week, we have 3 topics from one person named Gold-Blooded, and...
Gold-Blooded?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, he has an actual name, of course, but... and not just a person, it's a patron. I'd say this every time we're on camera, but you can't submit topics for this segment unless you are a patron. Sign up at the link at the top of the video description so you can submit topics. You get to see these episodes a week early. You get to support the channel. I put up new rewards last night, and I lost patrons today.
New rewards? What do you mean?
Like, I'm giving patrons more stuff.
Yeah.
A bunch of people deleted their pledges.
What?
It's nice.
What?
Gotta love it. Feeling that support, man. And I'm not talking about the handful of you that are actually in there for the love. Yeah, I appreciate you for sure.
What's up with that, man?
People want this. They're like, oh, I love all this stuff, and oh, I like this segment, I like that, I like this, oh, I love this channel. Nobody wants to give me $1.
$1?
Yeah, it's $1 a month.
$12 a year? $4 a month?
That's alright. One day I'll decide to get a real job, and you guys will have to watch Cigar Obsession.
No, God!
What? So,
No,
yes,
God,
the 3
please,
topics from
no,
Gold-Blooded
no.
are: number 1, favorite horror movie; number 2, favorite costume ever wore; number 3, best Halloween moment, scare, party, or whatever.
This whole Halloween thing is tough for me. Yeah, I don't know if I was ever down with Halloween, maybe when I was a kid. Once I hit a certain age, and it was a pretty young age, maybe 12 or 13, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I guess my favorite, scary movie, and it was nothing compared to the movies that are out today, was a movie called House on the Haunted Hill with Vincent Price, and it was pretty wild, man. It was old school, black and white. I'm talking when I was a kid. I mean, the kind of movies that I remember when I would even watch that and be interested were like old school. Some of you folks would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? House on the Haunted Hill, or The Bride of Frankenstein, and The Wolf Man. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this goes back. But some of this stuff that I watched was a little bit before my time, but that's what I watched. So, but I'd have to say, just off the top of my head, House on the Haunted Hill. And there was a movie recently, and I can't remember the name of it, that I watched that was like more of a today kind of horror flick, and it was quite creepy and scary, and I'm saying it, and you're like, well, what was the name of it? I can't remember.
Oh, that's helpful.
And I was just asking Mom, and...
For me, be anything with Hillary Clinton in it.
Oh,
That's the scariest shit you'll ever see. But...
a movie?
Okay. I don't really like horror movies. Doesn't have, fast cars, hot chicks, and guns in it. Generally don't watch it. So the last one I probably saw was actually, believe it or not, The House on Haunted Hill, but the remake.
Oh, no, I didn't see that. I don't think.
But here's the thing. I watched it again maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Not nearly as scary as the first time, but when I first saw it, I was like 13 or something like that, and it was pretty damn scary. The remake. I never saw the original.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was pretty good.
I got to see that
when I was a kid. So that was, I guess, my favorite horror movie, because I don't really have a favorite horror movie. I don't really. And mostly, let me qualify that statement with not just because I like a certain type of movie and I don't watch a lot of movies, which we've covered in previous episodes, but also because the last handful of horror movies I've seen in the theater or on TV, they're not really scary as much as everything's just shock value.
This is his new thing. No liquor, no coffee. He's fucking eating snacks on fucking camera.
Well, you complained about drinking all the time.
What the fuck?
And the last time I made espresso, it wound up everywhere. So we're just gonna go with snacks now.
What the?
This is the pop segment. I get to relax. Want some?
No.
Okay. Second question.
Wow.
Favorite costume you ever wore?
Oh boy. Man, this was apropos.
What?
Oh, wrong word.
I mean, it might not be. I don't know. I don't use apropos. I haven't used
wait a
that
minute.
since the SATs.
I might have used the word wrong, but I don't think so. My old man, being the wonderful guy that he was, most often when he was fucking pissed, would call me a bum. So is it apropos that my favorite outfit
I haven't taken the SATs in 14 years.
was a bum?
I don't know.
I was a fucking bum.
Put the definition for apropos on the screen here, Insomniac, because I don't remember it.
Yeah,
Alright, a bum.
I was a fucking bum.
You have any milk?
Would you get the fuck? Go ahead. Anyway, so that was my favorite costume. Actually, when I was in school, we used to have this parade, around the schoolyard. What the fuck? Parade around the schoolyard. And it was really a good costume that year.
My favorite costume. When I was, in high school, I grew my hair kind of long. Not long like ponytail long, but like shoulder length roughly. Remember I had long hair?
Yeah.
And everybody my whole life up until about 3 years ago called me Tom Cruise. Everywhere. I mean strangers. And when I had my hair long, it was shortly after The Last Samurai came out. So everywhere I went, every time I went to Starbucks, anywhere, everyone was like, look, it's The Last Samurai. Every time.
Yeah.
So I decided, this was in 2012 or 13, I think. I don't remember the exact year. But we threw a party here, which I'll talk about in the next part, and a Halloween party. And I decided, let me blow everyone's mind, because I'm always like, oh, knock it off with the Tom Cruise stuff. But I'm like, you know what, let's do this year. So I bought on eBay a vintage, actual silk kimono from Japan. Yep. And an actual samurai sword. And I dressed up as Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. Of course, the samurai sword thing was funny because during the course of the party, I was getting more and more drunk, which, I of course get happier when I'm drunk, but I kept taking out my sword to show it to people, and it was real. So eventually I'm just swinging around a giant samurai sword.
Sorry about
What are you doing?
I got a chapped lip, man. I'm like, Bill, never mind.
No.
Sorry about that.
But anyway, yeah, eventually I'm swinging around an actual real samurai sword, and somebody took it away and put it in my bedroom or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Last Samurai was my favorite. And the last one, best Halloween moment, scare, party, or whatever.
Well, I have to go back many, many, many fucking moons ago. It's probably somewhere between 10 and 12 years old.
Wow, that was before electricity.
Yeah. This comes to mind, and
Did you dress up as Thomas Edison?
no, and Zanny Smith, Alexander Smith. He lived around the corner on Myrtle Street. He had a seance in the basement, you know.
Jesus.
So he had all this shit there and a skull on the table, and everybody went in. I did not go in. I said, fuck that. So I'm hanging right outside the cellar door. And I don't know what went on down there. But the next thing you know, after about maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes something, I don't know how many kids from the neighborhood were in there. But they come screaming, bursting out of the cellar. I don't know what they said moved or what happened. But next thing you know, we're running down the street. And I remember I ran down the street and I didn't know what was chasing me because he had that dog Mongo. Remember I talked about Mongo? And so I'm running. And I make a right and I cut through a neighbor's driveway and yard. And I'm going over the back fence, which there's a big yard that separates where I live. And I go over the fence and I get fucking hooked on the fence with my leg, man. Cut my leg open. I was hanging on it by my pants. And I didn't know what was going on. But in the same respect, I think it was two-part. I didn't know what went on down the cellar, but I thought Mongo was on the loose. And that dog bite the shit out of you. Because he bit me on more than one occasion. And but this Halloween related was this crazy ass seance. And I'm telling you, everyone come out of there ready to go screaming and running. So I don't know what went on.
I guess it worked.
I don't know what went on, but I got hurt that night, and it was pretty creepy and pretty scary. But this is on the cuff that we bring up these topics, and I won't deny that I'd sit and think. I'm sure there was a lot of crazy, weird, creepy shit through the years, like everybody's life. But that's something just comes up for me. I was going by the seat of my pants there tonight. But as you can tell, I am not a big Halloween guy. So, but you
Neither
know.
one of us are. We hit the topics because you put them on there and it's the right time of year, but I'm sorry it wasn't more interesting. We're not excited about Halloween.
Yeah, you know. But that's the second part of our Halloween extravaganza.
I didn't do the last part, but as per usual, Pops is closing
I
up
didn't know.
shop
I'm
before I do
closing
my
up, man.
part. Yeah.
There's another part. Let's hear it.
No, it's not another part. I didn't do the part about the favorite.
Go for it.
My favorite Halloween memory is actually from the same year that I wore the last samurai costume, because I've thrown some epic ass parties. I was always good at that, and that was fun. I hired a DJ. I had at the time my place was pimping. It was cool as shit. Had a pool table and a drinking room, and I got like hundreds of dollars worth of liquor and beer. Because of course, if I'm throwing a party, everyone's getting drunk for free. And we just had like
everybody forgets it too.
Yeah, we had an unreasonable amount of people here, like from the front porch through the house all the way to the backyard, and the cops eventually came. But like it was just, oh man, what a good time.
And we let them have this party.
Yeah, it's my apartment, but they own the house. That's the long story.
Oh yeah.
And it was a good time.
Oh, it was.
So I don't have any scary or creepy like Halloween memories, but that was a Halloween party. The interesting thing about that, though, I'll have to put the year here on screen because I can't remember which one it was, but that year, the Halloween party was scheduled for Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
But on Halloween, we had a freak ice storm, which we never had.
Snow, kind of icy storm.
No, it was just ice.
Busted all the limbs, no power.
It basically blanketed New Jersey in ice. Like, everything was on fire. Nobody could drive anywhere. The trees were all weighed down with ice, and all the trees fell down. Power was out. So that's when I was supposed to have the party, but we had to schedule it for a week later, which is a kind of interesting memory tied to that year for Halloween. So that was fun. Okay, anyway, so keep submitting new topics. If you're a patron, you have to leave the new topics on Patreon under where I posted this video.
Well, happy Halloween anyway.
Right, happy Halloween if you're into that type of shit.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, right, all that good stuff. That cereal didn't do much. I need some food. Okay.
I haven't eaten all day, and he's talking about cereal.
I just offered you some cereal.
All right, so we appreciate your topics. We did 2 of them. The zombie apocalypse went pretty well.
Yeah.
The comments are good. Go over there and read them.
Yep. So thanks, and keep leaving topics on Patreon, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys.